Welcome back to the news at 10. The dust is yet to settle over the published autobiography of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, with some calling for it to be banned. Among those clamoring for this is the Chairman, Organization and Mobilization Committee of the PDP in the Southwest, Mr. Buruji Kashamu. Mr. Kashamu sees the book titled My Watch as an offensive text against the President and the political party of which Chief Obasanjo is a member. Our correspondent, Oreoluwa Shonibare, reports.
Banned books are books to which free access is not permitted. Examples of banned books are the highly popular Animal Farm, written by George Orwell in 1945, banned for its criticism of the USSR. It was also banned in Kenya in 1991 because it criticized corrupt leaders, and again in 2002 in the United Arab Emirates because it contained text that goes against Islamic values. Also in 1958, Bossa Boy by Brendan Behan was banned in Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand because it criticized the Catholic Church. However, New Zealand lifted the ban in 1963. A lot of other books have suffered the same fate in various parts of the world, and in Nigeria, one book is going through the heat. An autobiography by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, titled My Watch, has come under heavy criticism for its no-hold-barred approach to politicians, top of the list being the incumbent president, Goodluck Jonathan. The Chairman, Organization and Mobilization Committee of the People's Democratic Party in the Southwest has his views on matters arising from the content of the book.
I'm ready to continue to drag this matter with him until the justice will be done. And I discovered this book that in form of a quote that was written by our President Jonathan. Look at what the title of this book, No Enemy to Fight. What is the meaning of that? That means that everybody, both your side doesn't have enemy. Every Nigerian and his friends. You can read this book. You can get this book through the internet, and we will try to publish it more. At any time that they want this book, they can get in touch with me. The Chairman of the Organization Committee. I will provide this book. I will provide more thousands of this book. You can read this book and compare by yourself, and you will see the difference between the two leaders. And you will know a true leader that loves Nigeria.
The face-off between author and characters in the book is probably one that will ensue for a long time yet. But one thing is certain, and that is the end knowledge gained by the readers whose attention is now focused on knowing the truth. Oreoluwa Shonibare, Channels Television News.
Now, 18 blocks of 54-unit homes in the Mutual Alpha Court were commissioned today in Lagos. The estate, located within the Costain area of the mainland local government, is a product of the Mutual Benefit Group. At the ceremony, the group managing director, Mr. Akin Ogunbi, said the project is a response to the call to support the government's initiative on the provision of affordable housing for all Nigerians.
With over 17 million housing deficit in the country, every effort to bridge the gap is of paramount importance, which is why the commissioning of this estate, known as Mutual Alpha Court in Ikborin, Lagos, has attracted this number of persons drawn from both the public and private sector of the economy. The project, which is a brainchild of Mutual Benefit Assurance, is an 18 block of 54 units and 2 blocks of 2 units made up of 4-bedroom apartments on 2 floors with additional 2-bedroom apartments on the ground floor. The group's chairman shares his thought.
This really was a dream by Mutual Benefits to make a difference in the housing situation in Lagos State, and we're extremely happy that that dream has come true today.
The opening ceremony is graced by the presence of the Commissioner for Insurance and the Lagos State government.
It is in line with what the local government has been founded for.
And now it's time for the commissioning of the estate. And the group's managing director speaks on the project.
We decided to join efforts of all the government at various levels in creating value. And what is that value? Investing in provision of affordable houses for Nigerians. And the only motivation for us in doing this Mutual Alpha Estate is the fact that we are able to use insurance as agents of change.
One of the homeowners here gives his impression of the project.
A very good buy in terms of aesthetics, in terms of comfort, in terms of security, in terms of facilities and infrastructure.
After 3 years of hard work, the mutual benefit Alpha Court Estate comes alive, and the efforts invested here deserve some commendation. Chris Elams, Channels Television News.
The execution of the Lagos Megacity project may have taken a more strategic turn as the state government has unveiled a 13-year development plan that would serve as a blueprint for the actualization of a model African megacity by 2025. The state governor, Babatunde Fashola, told the gathering at the public presentation at the Government House that the success of the plan, which is expected to run from 2012 to 2025, depends largely on the ability of successive governments to implement the state's policies. Our correspondent Kelvin Obetin reports.
It's not a big ceremony, just a handful of members of the State Executive Council and guests. Notable among them is the governorship flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, who may have the responsibility of implementing this document now being handed over to him. The overview of the Lagos Development Plan focuses on key areas including environment, infrastructure, and security, with the hope that its successful implementation will present the state as a sinusoid of a model mega city in the continent by 2025.
We're a mega city simply by virtue of the fact that our population exceeds 10 million. So this is not the focus of this is the focus. We want to be the model mega city in Africa, a truly African city, but nevertheless one that is up there, among the leading cities.
Given that the plan started in 2012, it means that some aspects of the initiative are already being implemented by the present administration. But then successive governments will be saddled with the responsibility of sustaining the vision.
It has been built not on extractive resources, but on the very strong immigrant capital that make up the human resource of this state. Our development partners feel at home. Our international community feels at home in this place because they bring value to our table. And so the investment pillars upon which this plan will be implemented is the people for whom it is also all about.
The development plan also provides the framework to guide private and public investments in the state. Kelvin Obetin, Channels Television News.
First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. A court of appeal sitting in Lagos has upheld an additional 1.24 billion naira tax assessment against Halliburton Energy Services Nigeria Limited, HESNL, and quashed the company's argument that the additional assessment ranks as double taxation. According to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the additional tax assessment against HESNL is from 1996 to 1999, arising from contract transactions between Halliburton West African Limited, a company incorporated in Cayman Islands, and its affiliate operating here in Nigeria. HESNL, displeased with the FRS decision, filed a complaint at the Body of Appeal Commissioner, but the body upheld the agency's decision. Still dissatisfied with the outcome, the company approached the Federal High Court, which voided the assessment, compelling the FIRS to appeal. The appellant court, in its unanimous decision, has now ruled that the service was empowered by law to assess the income not disclosed earlier. The central bank intervened at the interbank forex market today to prop up the naira, but the local unit still closed 1% lower owing to strong dollar demand. The local currency closed at 180 naira 50 kobo to the dollar, compared with 178 naira 70 kobo a dollar on Monday. Dealers say dollar demand remained strong from offshore investors selling down their equity holdings. According to them, the amount of dollars sold by the central bank was not enough to support the naira. The local currency is seen trading around the 180 naira to the dollar level until the end of the year, barring any major intervention by the central bank. Now, the federal government has once again identified the importance of micro, small and medium enterprises in the country to grow the agriculture sector. Well, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Mr. Akiumi Additional, at the 15th MSME conference, emphasized that the potential of MSME sector to create jobs and drive economic growth is enormous. Well, the sustained bearish run at the Nigerian equities market pushed the all-share index below the 30,000 point level by 2.30%. The year-to-date of the key benchmark index currently stands at minus 27.92%. Here's Anne Wanwudu with a summary of the day's session.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Bearish trading has persisted on the equities market as the all-share index dropped further down below the 30,000 mark. The market closed today at 29,789.59, down 2.3%. The market capitalization also dropped to close at 9.8 trillion naira. Nestle led the price gainers with an addition of 8 naira to its share price. 7up followed, adding 5 naira 15 kobo, and the e-Transact came third on the list with a gain of 13 kobo. And on the flip side, however, Seplat has continued to shed its weight, but this time 14 naira 75 kobo off its share price. Heavyweight Dangote Cement was also on that list with a loss of 6 naira 34 kobo. In all, about 261 million shares were traded by investors, valued at 3.2 billion naira and exchanged in 4,108 deals. That's it on the Stock Market Report. I am Anne Mwawadu.
And that's it on Business News. The rest of the news at 10 continues in just a moment.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigerian clubs face expulsion from continental football for failing to meet CAF registration deadline. That's on sports. Join us again.